You call it self-reliance. I call it, and odds are your partner and maybe even your kids call it, being walled off. This is the legacy of being the lost child. Did you learn to take care of it yourself, to not ask for much, to be quote unquote self-reliant? Did you turn self-reliance into a virtue? But in reality, is disappearing how you learned to survive? With therapists, we sit with a couple and one of the two partners has a terrible childhood, yelling, screaming, drinking, whatever. The other one, perfect family, no problem. Until you ask, when you were hurt, when you were upset, when you were confused, if you had a fight with a good friend, if you reached out to a girl and she snubbed you, if the in crowd suddenly dropped you, if you were in pain, if you didn't know what to do, that's called being a kid. Who did you turn to? And invariably, the person with the quote-unquote perfect family will often say, I took care of it myself. That ain't perfect. That's abandoned. That's emotionally neglected. And particularly if you come from a family where everybody's walled off and everybody's taking care of it on their own, you think that's normal. You might even think that's virtuous, but it doesn't set you up to be a good husband or wife or parent. Connection means you share your vulnerabilities and the expectation that other people will hear them and help you with them. And you invite others to share their vulnerabilities with the expectation you'll be there for them. You call it self-reliance. I call it, and odds are your partner and maybe even your kids call it, being walled off. This is the legacy of being the lost child. I'm a family therapist. I've been a family therapist for 4 decades. There are all sorts of, complicated schemes about family roles. I like the AA, and I boiled that down to just 3. And I cover all 3 in these videos. Hero child, the good one, the achiever, the confidant. Scapegoat child, the problem, the rebel, the sick one, disturbed one, the one we have to worry about. Hero child, scapegoat child, and lost child. Hero child, you're the good one. You serve the needs of the family. You're the achiever. You're the A student. Your mother's confidant. Your daddy's little surrogate spouse. It feels great, and you get a lot of positive kudos for it. But the reality is you're being used. No one is malevolent, but you're being used. A 6-year-old should not be a parent's confidant. A 10-year-old should not be daddy's date. And no one should be the pride of the family. You are who you are. That gets lost. The scapegoat child, you also get lost, but now you're the bad one. You're the rebel. You are fighting the fight with one of the parents that the other parent has downloaded onto you. You are breaking the rules. You are standing up. You are showing the family, often through your symptoms or pain or dysfunction, but what they are trying to bury, sweep under the rug. You're the truth teller, and you are not valued for it. You're punished for it. The scapegoat child and the lost child. You're fine. How are you? Fine. What do you need? Nothing. Where does this come from? You were abandoned. You were left on your own. And you learned to stay invisible. You learned to hold back your needs, your voice, even your presence in relationships. If you grew up handling things on your own, you may think that that is a great strategy, but it is not a great strategy for intimacy. Connection is your birthright, and connection means you are there, fully there. Your strategy of being fine may now be a struggle to even know what you want, what you're feeling, and what your needs are, let alone articulate them and ask for them. You have a lot to learn. What to do? Tell the truth about silence. Say it gently but clearly. Quote, I learned to disappear. That story deserves to be heard. especially by you. Notice when you check out, when you space out, withdraw, or go quiet. Pause. Ask, what part of me thinks right now that it's safer to not be here? Start with small steps of assertion, sharing, visibility. Share a preference. No, I don't like vanilla. I want chocolate. Speak up at low stakes moment. Actually, I do have an opinion here. Get yourself back into the room. Connection will feel unfamiliar to you. Intimacy might feel awkward, exposed, like you're burdening other people, even overwhelming. That's okay. You don't have to force it. Just try a little longer. Just share a little more. Just take a few risks and ask for something for yourself. Disappearing, taking care of it all by yourself was what you learned to cope and get by. Maladaptive now, but adaptive then. It's what you needed to do, but you're all grown now. And the people around you who are trying to connect with you and love you care and want to hear from you. It may be hard for you to believe that, but test it out. Be brave. Be a little demanding. Ask for yourself. If you are a lost child, you might want to ask yourself, why was I left to my own resources? And there are two possibilities. Lost child scapegoat type. I was neglected because I wasn't worth it. My mom was an alcoholic. My dad was a workaholic. There was nobody there. Or it could be positive. I was left alone because, unlike my brother or sister, who was a pain in the neck, got all the attention, I was the okay one. I got good grades, and just leave me alone. Don't worry about little so-and-so. They're fine. Well, they're not fine. You have the right to be a vulnerable human being with feelings, with wants and needs that will not overburden the relationship. That's what you fear because that's what you experienced as a kid. You will not overburden the relationship. You will stress the relationship, but in good ways. And if you're a lost child, unused to identifying your feelings, wants, and needs, and you start to take some risk, and your partner does not meet that well, get some help. Go to couples therapy and get someone to help your partner respond, because you deserve what everybody else deserves, to be a vulnerable human being who needs other vulnerable human beings on this crazy planet we all inhabit. Take a step, have some courage, identify something you're feeling, identify something you could use. I could use some support around ... Can I ask you for that? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but more yes than you imagine. Give it a try. If this has been helpful, hit the button below to subscribe to this channel. I have more advice, the other two family roles, for example, and I hope to be of help to you on your journey toward wholeness, health, and closeness. Take care.